I'm going to be talking to Dave Maslin from Darktrace about cryptocurrency and cryptojacking and their effect on electricity consumption today. And welcome to the interview, Dave.
Hey, hi, Markham. Nice to see you.
Likewise, this is a topic I confess I know very little about, so I'm going to turn it over to you. And if you could give us an overview of cryptocurrency and its, electricity consumption, appreciate it.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk about cryptocurrency and cryptojacking from the cybersecurity point of view. Cryptojacking, i.e. the illegal way of mining cryptocurrency, has been around for quite a while. It's been around as long as ransomware, but it sort of comes into the headlines and then it goes, and it's been out of the headlines for quite a while. Part of the reason is the prevalence of cryptojacking depends on the ebb and flow of the price of, guess what? Cryptocurrency, and primarily Bitcoin. Bitcoin's still the market leader. There's loads of currencies, Monero, Ethereum, Dogecoin, all the rest of it. And when the price of these coins goes up, you tend to get more cryptojacking attacks actually occurring. So what is it exactly? Well, it's a cyber attack on your computer, if you're an individual, or your entire computer network, if you're an organization. And there's lots of definitions around. I'm going to give you the kind of quasi-official Canadian government version. It's where a threat actor has unauthorized use of your computing power and your electricity bill in order to mine cryptocurrency. In other words, they're using your stuff for them to make money by mining cryptocurrency. Now, how do you get cryptocurrency? It's done by performing and carrying out mathematical calculations. And the reward for doing that is you get bits of Bitcoins or a whole Bitcoin. And that's why people do it. And it's entirely legal to do that. There are many reputable companies in Canada that have Bitcoin mining farms, whole warehouses full of computers just carrying out those calculations in order to earn cryptocurrency. Cryptojacking is when somebody uses your computing power and your hydro bill, your electricity bill, to do so.
So how common is cryptojacking, David? I've never heard of it before. And does a lot of this go on behind the scenes? People just don't even know their computers have been cryptojacked?
That's it. Ransomware, you've been ransomware because all hell breaks loose and you get a message from the bad guys saying, pay us some money or you're never going to see your data again. The whole thing about cryptojacking is you won't know it's happened. They've got on there very stealthily and they sit there quietly just using your computing power and using your electricity bill to mine cryptocurrency. So the whole thing is you don't know it's happening. And it can often be part of other attacks. It can often be part of a ransomware attack. You think you've cleaned all the ransomware up, but they've left crypto mining malware on your computer somewhere. You don't know about it. And they're still making money out of you months after you've actually got rid of the ransomware. So it's a stealthy form of attack where the threat actor doesn't want you to know that they're doing it.
If so, how would you detect a cryptojacker? And if you suspected, or even if you didn't suspect, but you wanted to check to make sure your computer wasn't infected, what would you do?
Well, like lots of malware, there's lots of different types of cryptojacking malware. And one approach, which is fairly common in the world, is if you have a big list of all the cryptojacking malware, you can go and look for it, antivirus software, and find it and get it off your network. But the problem is this stuff is reinvented so often that you cannot keep up with that. There's new types of cryptojacking malware all the time. And if you don't know what it is, it'll get through your firewall, your antivirus will never find it, and away we go. One of the commonest hints that something might not be right, now if you're an individual, it would be that your personal computer seems to be running a bit slowly. The fan seems to be on an awful lot because it's trying to cool it down. And you maybe notice that your battery starts running down an awful lot. In larger organizations, it can be the network seems to slow down. And then maybe at some point, the accountant notices that the hydro bills really started going up.
Now that, I guess, is where Energy Media has an interest, is in electricity consumption, because what little I do know about cryptocurrency is that it takes a lot of electricity. There's a big debate over where these cryptocurrency mining farms are located.
That's right.
So what kind of an increase in an individual's electricity bill are we talking about? 10%, 50%, 100%?
In some cases, yeah, nearly 100%. Quite literally, it just rockets, it goes right through the roof. With legal cryptocurrency farms, you'll often hear about, say, a province, the price of electricity goes up and they literally move from that province to another one. That's a really key issue, is you need a lot of electricity to do this. And when the price of cryptocurrencies really drops, people just stop because it's not profitable. If you're doing it illegally, it's not profitable to do so because your hydro bill will be more than the amount of cryptocurrency you're actually going to make. But yes, it uses an awful lot of an awful lot of your hydro bill. And as I say, if it's your own personal computer, your battery keeps draining all the time.
Now, are governments taking some action? Is there policy or regulations that are being considered to curb this?
It's in line with, here in Canada anyway, the government's general policy and its cybersecurity policy. If you discover a crypto jacking hack, you can report it to the authorities, provincial or federal. The thing about that is our reporting mechanisms tend to revolve around damage to privacy, okay? Damage to your personal information. If you think about this, that isn't the case. So there's no actual driver to report this, which is why it's difficult to say what is the prevalence of cryptojacking in Canada. And some people kind of think, well, you know, it's not that bad a deal. But it really is a bad deal, because what it means is somebody is on your network with malware and you don't know about it. And it means they got in. Somehow your defenses aren't up to snuff. They got in and they've put software, malware that nobody's tested and is quietly running away on your network. And who knows, might do more damage than just cryptojacking.
Final question, Dave. What can individuals do to ensure that they don't get that kind of malware installed and don't get cryptojacked?
A bit like ransomware, when people say, what's the best way to avoid this? And I always say, don't get hacked in the first place. Seems obvious, but it is absolutely true. You need to employ technology that actually tells you what you've got on your network, gives you full visibility of what's happening. Bad guys know that most people don't have that, know that they can get on, nobody notices them and away they go. You need technology that shows you exactly what's happening, where and when, and technology that can tell you when something new has started, when change has happened, and alert you to that and or actually stop that change. People really should accept that at some point it's going to happen. And in the case of cryptocurrency, you might think, well, it's not that bad, but it has happened. Somebody's got on. But you need technology to tell you something has landed, somebody's on your network, and somebody's now using your computer power.
Is this as simple as getting antivirus software?
No, it's not, because as I said before, your antivirus software is only as good as how much bad stuff it knows about. And cryptojacking, just like ransomware and all malware, there are new strains of it every 13 seconds. And if you don't have the signature for it, it will land and it will do its stuff. It's very quiet, it's very stealthy. A lot of the time you don't realize it's happening and your antivirus will not catch it. But a technology that understands change on a network can tell you about change and how much of change has actually occurred. That's the technology you need to actually tell you that, you know what, we've got a cryptojacking attack going on.
What does that technology look like for an individual?
For an individual, it would be on your actual computer, allowing you to know that, for instance, you know, you get warnings all the time about you need to patch this and patch that and all the rest of it. It'd be a similar thing that would just say, did you realize that part of your CPU usage has now has increased since 6 o'clock on Sunday evening? That would indicate to you that there's been a change that you didn't affect on your own computer.
Is this something that I can do in, so I've got a Mac, and so on the operating system, is there something I can do there to enable that technology, or is this something that I have to acquire and install on my computer? It's
technology you'd have to acquire and have installed on your computer and the network that you actually belong to. But for individually, if you haven't got that technology, as I said earlier on, some of the hints are quite simply that your fan comes on because your CPU has suddenly started rocketing. And you'll suddenly notice that your battery power is starting to drop. By the way, the malware doesn't actually have to be on your computer. It can be on a website that you visited. And while you're on the website, the malware borrows your computing power while you're there, believe it or not. And when you leave the website, it stops. So you might notice that if you went to, let's say you went to a blog, the reason they put this malware on blogs is because if you go to a blog, you're probably going to stay there for a while because they want you to be there as long as possible, reading something. And you might just notice, I'm on this blog, my fan's going like mad, my battery power is dropping. You come off the blog and you suddenly notice that stops. So there you go.
Dave, always appreciate your insights. Thank you very much for this.
You're very welcome.